Hello everybody, it's Ken Faulkner, and I am here with some more collection stuff. We're moving through the mid-range case. I've talked about it. This is your first time coming into some of my collection stuff. You don't know what's going on, but basically I got a bunch of different places where I have stuff, and I just can't go through them all at once because I just blab and blab and blab. I can't help myself, and really, honestly, it's way more fun this way anyway. And I spread it out. So we're midway through the mid-range case. Not midway. We're actually to the end of the mid-range case. So this is a price range because mid-range means price for me in the way I store things. So in that case that I have, this is from $200 up to $250. And I tried to do like a full case the first time. If you watch that one, you know how that went. This is more manageable size, so I think I'm going to be okay. I think I'm going to be, hopefully like less than 30 minutes would be great. So let's get into it so we can try to do that. This one might be a familiar one to some people. I know Vu knows what this one is. This is from Migaron, and it is the Vane. And this was Vu's first design. I think they have a newer version of it too, but this is the very first one. And you know me, I just tend to, and I talked about this, I think on when I was talking about this knife here and Devo, and talking about how I tend to get like one of a model and not get like every possible option, colorway, all these different things. I know a lot of people like to do that. It just doesn't make sense to me. But that's just my personal collecting style, It doesn't mean that I'm right and they're wrong, and it doesn't mean that they're right and I'm wrong. It's just that's what I do. And there's some exceptions to the rule there, but this is the Vane. I definitely wanted to get it to support Vu because I think he's such an awesome guy. And I'm sure he's going to be doing lots of other cool designs. You can see how well the action is on this thing. If I come up close, you can see how cool the milling is on it. Just a lot of nice features. From Migaron, this is like a more premium one. We are coming in at a $209. Of course, and I say this all the time, this is according to my spreadsheet. At some point or another, I look up the price, and things could change. I don't know, tariffs, I don't know, whatever might change, but I just go based on what I have, and then sometimes I'll update it, but I don't like spend a bunch of time on it. Cool grinds on this thing. You can really see the grind lines. I like that. I think it's a popular thing with a lot of people. It looks so nice. And it's also ground up on the same on the swedge, and then it's horizontal. So they're vertical here, horizontal on the flat. They're not quite as you can't really see them as much on the flat. It's more of just a plain satin, but definitely like a belt satin. Looks very much like a belt satin on both the primary bevel and the swedge. Cool design, basic, kind of neutral handle. It does have a little bit of a groove here to kind of help me hold on to stuff. I like that. It does have a nice thumb ramp here. It does have studs on both sides that work quite well. It's got the axis lock, and it doesn't feel too smushy on the detent-ish sort of thing. It feels pretty good, and yeah, so really nice. Backspacer titanium. Blade steel on this guy is M390. Yeah. So that's no slouch, no slouchy on the blade steel for sure. And Migaron does good stuff. I mean, I think they do OEM. I haven't heard a lot about them OEMing, but I think they do some of that. But certainly they partnered up with Vu, and he did run through the prototypes with them and just to make sure they get it right. And so it is very nice. It's got Vu Fam's little symbol there. He was giving out little patches at Blade Show with that on there. And so yeah, he's always, when I first met him, he was with Kaiser, and he was just doing such a great job. And he moved on from Kaiser, and he's just done different people. I think right now he's with Remet. But he's in, you know, in the knife world, not just like the knife community, but the knife makers and designers and things like that. Great channel too. Definitely check his stuff out. I don't watch nearly enough of his stuff, of his channel content. Just don't have time. I'm just too damn lazy, I guess. Should be just like what I should be doing all day long and nothing else. But I do have to make money to buy knives. So anyway, see, this is why it takes me so long to go through a collection. So that's the first one. We only have 11, so it should be okay. MSI. It is not the one that you get from them, because I did do the original goat scales. This is the aluminum version. Excuse me. Aluminum version. We got the ram lock here from Microtech. This is the MSI, very big knife. You can tell when it's sitting here, it just kind of stands out. It's much bigger than everything else. Cool. It had the black handle on it originally. I gotta get some water, guys. Hang on. Okay, that's better. I'm back. Okay, so it had the black handle originally. I was kind of worried about what it was going to look like with the aluminum, shiny aluminum, and that cool texturing. I picked up these at Blade Show, so I got to look at them personally, and I thought it was really cool. I think it looks good with the black blade. Kind of two-toned blade, really, because it does have the satin on the flat, and then, you know, like where Vu's had the belt, this one's got the black coating. I don't believe it's a DLC. It's just a black coating of some sort. Maybe I don't know. Is that a little? No, it's just from use. Just needs to be cleaned a little bit. I was worried I'd damage the blade, but no. And this one does have is M390 sort of, but it's the M390 MK, which you get from Microtech. I don't know. A lot of people kind of say it's basically the same thing, maybe a little bit different flavor to it. I don't know, but it's a great knife, big knife, feels really good in the hand. You know, I've always been kind of a big knife fan. I kind of backed off a little bit from being hardcore about it and getting into a little more of the EDC size more lately. But I still love a big knife, and that ram lock is very cool. It works very well. Basically an axis lock, but these kind with the tabs on them, and you've seen several of them now. I like them better. Plus, this one does have a different spring. It's not the Omega spring. So if you can see, you look in there. And this is true with all the ram locks. It's just got a regular coil spring in there. And when you pull this back, this piece here actually moves with it too. And that closes and opens the blade. So it's nice. I think it's a little more robust spring. Obviously, I had to take it apart and put it in order to put the scales on, and it wasn't too bad. You know, this Omega springs can be a little bit flimsy sometimes. This one's seems to me to be a stronger spring. Little choke up spot here if you want to get up there, but it's a big knife, probably 4-inch blade ish. Don't have time to measure things when I'm doing this collection stuff, so you know, we just make guesses. A little bit of weight to it, feels good. Clip is deep carry, not reversible. I can't remember if it was reversible on the original, but it's definitely not here. Can't quite recall. But it's that basic Microtech. They got a little bit of branding there. Blade just got the little claw, and that's the only branding on the blade. You know, sometimes they have a ton of stuff on the blade, but this one's pretty minimal in general. All right, next. This is one, if you watch the channel, if you just found me for the first time, you don't know as much about this as those that just watched my last video, because I just got this one. I bought it on the drop recently, the 1.5 version 1.5. Missed the first drop. It's got this great DLC. DLC always does that fingerprinting thing. I was talking about it with the TacRay Tyran, how it does that, but you just get a lot of fingerprints on there. It's kind of cool, and it kind of matches. You got that textury looking concept with the fat carbon there. This is the Wakanda Forever, in case you didn't know. The hollow on this is really good. I know some people don't like the hollow, but man, if you like slicey blades, this hollow gets real thin down here, and it's been cutting stuff like crazy. EDC size, good choke up here in the flat, and you can barely get the 4, at least in my size hand, in the back. Jimping is way up here, so you if you're choked up here, you're getting jimping underneath your thumb. If you're back here, you're getting jimping on your thumb. Interesting backspacer, I guess you can call it that, but it's not really on the inside in between. It's on around the outside, so it's kind of like a taco version of a backspacer, and it's very cool how it works because it makes it have that look of an integral knife. Great clip. This is that new one. They got the milled style. I think that it'll work. This is designed to work in one of the wire clip versions because they wanted to be able to make it interchangeable, and I think it's very, very cool. So this thing has got some excellent action. It just flicks out so nicely. Such a nice knife. Our Steel's S90V, you know, they tend to go all out. Really nice knife. 200 and, what is it? Where are you at with this one? 219? 219. Yeah. Keep moving. Ace Biblio. This is the XL. I've always wanted to get, this is the only one I have from them, and it's like this with some brands that I think look really cool, but they tend to have smaller knives. Finch is kind of like that too. And so this is the XL of the Ace Biblio XL version, and it's got LMAX steel. Very nice. Like the micarta on it. It's just really, you know, I'm a big fan of micarta. Got a wire clip, and I don't have a problem with that. I think it works really well. I'll wipe this off a little bit. You know, everything will show fingerprints. Just a nice tall flat. A little bit of jimping up here, but it works really well. They definitely got the crown thing. It's Italian knife. I mean, I think that seems to be a thing with them. They like that crown part. No striking ferro rods with these guys. Even down here is kind of rounded off. So I mean, very nice, comfortable, very comfortable. Great choke up spot. It's still not a big knife, even though it's called an XL, quote unquote. But it's definitely EDC size for me. So let's see how it matches against the Fireball. Did I tell you it was the Fireball? And sometimes I get through this stuff really fast and I don't tell anything. This is the Fireball version 1.5. Yeah, well, that's pretty close, but this one's a little bit bigger. But still, they kind of both feel EDC size. You know, when you get that front clip finger choil thing, and back here you're just barely on, just like that. That's kind of, for me, that's a sign of that EDC size. The blade's maybe a little bit longer and nice tall one. I like that shape. It's really nice, really, really nice. So that is the Ace Biblio XL. I've actually carried this on a 5 before, but it wasn't a 5. It was a Faulkner 4 before Texas. So it's going to get disqualified from being picked on that. We'll get into that towards the end of the video, but this is one from Blade Show this year. First time, as far as I know, that this company, who is Squid Industries, they are the Bally, one of the big players in the Bally world. They definitely sponsor the Bally contest at Blade Show, any Blade Show, really. And this is a folder that they put out. It's called the Surf. I think it says inside here. It says first production. What else is it saying there? Number 43. Squid Industries here. Somewhere. Oh, Surf right there. It's like you have to hunt for it. It's right in there in the clip. So there's a slot down the clip, and then you can see it says Surf there. If it focuses, I don't know. It doesn't like the. My phone is not the best, but yeah, I can see that. You can see that. Feels really good in the hands. A little small for me. Basic blade. Nothing to write home about. I mean, but it's got good action. It's $225. I mean, it's US. Is it USA made? Let me double check. Yeah, USA made, which is kind of going to add on to the price usually. Yeah, it's good good action. Feels really good. Nice knife. Kind of basic, you know. Does swell out a little bit here. I like the kind of the look of the groove around the inside that matches the outside of the handle. It is integral, so another thing that's going to make it more expensive. So really, if you think about it, I mean, you know, $237.50. That's the price. That's not bad considering all that stuff. Now it is aluminum handles, not titanium. S35 VN steel. Yeah, very nice, lightweight, very small carry for, you know, if you like lightweight stuff, it's definitely going to be a big plus. For me, it's like shorts carry sort of thing. Not really cargo shorts, but just like, you know, gym stuff and basketball shorts, stuff like that. Around the apartment carry. Okay, anyway, moving on. See how we're doing. 16, yeah, we're about usual for a shorter. Oh man, that's a cool knife. This is the Pulsar from Kungwu, and it got the K for the Kungwu, and they always have pretty cool patterns. This diamond kind of pattern there, very nice. They also have like a tab for their. Now this one is. I believe, yeah, it is an Omega spring, but it they do have a tab that makes it a little bit easier to grab. For me, it's easier. Got a big old fat fingers, easier than like something like this, because it kind of tapers out. So when you go like this, it's like a little ramp. And for the pull, which is the the hard part, it makes it easy. You can even do it like one hand, fairly easy. Really nice. At the design, they put that on a lot of knives. Good jimping, feels good here. Tall again with that blade, pretty good. This one is going to be in LMAX steel. So, you know, Pulsar. I believe the storyline. I mean, I bought this one off of Nick Edwards. And I think he actually ended up winning this one on Metal Complex, if I remember the story correct. I could be wrong. And I remember getting the knife before it was out and available. It was because, you know, Metal Complex will get them and I guess give them away before you can actually get them on the regular market. I could be totally wrong. This is just my memory of it. It does have a reversible clip, which is cool. And a filler tab over here. So that's nice. That's a nice little feature. Especially with the axis lock, because that is very much a ergonomic or a left hand, right hand kind of thing. Works really well. You can see the action is just quite good. I like the Pulsar. I mean, it is a full size knife. I'd say I would call this a full size. A little bit easier to get all four back here, and you do that, have that forward finger choil. You know, but it's right in that range. So yeah, Kungwu, great stuff. I may or may not have ordered something from them on National Knife Day, but we'll talk about that later as I wait for it. Oh, what was that? What was that? Oh yeah, I love it. I love it. We got a liner lock here. We got some good detent that snaps out, makes that sound. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, this is the Gecko Custom. There it is, right there. This is the Pictus. This is one of the stars of the show of my purchases at Blade Show this year. Yeah, hollow grind again. Very cool little clip on the front there. Oh man, the deployment slot that kind of goes all the way down. Oh man, it works so well. Top flipper works quite well. Indexes over the top. Oh yeah, except I threw it on the ground, but fortunately didn't have too far to fall. But I can get it. It's just, you know, it's hard underneath the camera. The milling is just unbelievable, and it's very grippy, and it feels so good. And it, you know, the handle's a little narrow, but it feels good in the hand. I love that. I always talk about this, how I like how when a handle kind of curves down, gives you that kind of forward feel to the blade. Just a wonderful knife. I mean, Gecko Customs. I got to get more stuff from them for sure. I don't think they're at Blade West. I'll have to double check, but I don't think so. But they were at Atlanta this year, and man, I was so glad to get this one. It's got that kind of it's kind of like that one that the Devo does, where when you grab it, you're pushing. You can put pressure on this and kind of hold it closed like a lock bar. So it's almost like a subframe lock bar, but it's really a liner lock, inset liner lock. I think Devo calls it an exposed liner lock. So I think that's a great design. Feels really, you get up here because you can get on that flat and you got enough of a finger slash sharpening choil to put your finger up there, and that'll keep it from getting stuff in the cut into that choil. Yeah, this is a great knife. Great knife. Definitely a candidate for the 5. Definitely might go all the way, but we will see. Yeah, this is a classic. Benchmade. I only have 2 Benchmades. Probably need to get another one. I mean, Benchmade's a good company. They just got the tax, and I feel it. And I definitely just kind of wonder why. I just wish they wouldn't do that, because then it would make it something that I would buy more of, because they are good knives. And this is the 940. Awesome knife. Good action, good work knife. Interesting blade shape. I mean, it's just different than other things. It's got some good ability to do different types of holds on the blades, on the blade. Good jimping up right here, so your finger really locks in. Jimping on both sides, really. They get it on the outside there, and it's kind of part of that little liner piece that the axis lock is in. And it's got that purple backspacer named green and purple. Doesn't seem like it would work, but these colors just work really well. And it's a classic. They've had that for a while. And yeah, I really like this knife. I mean, very much like this knife. It's that Benchmade thing is, unfortunately, and it's not going to stop me. I will get some other Benchmades, but I'm never going to have a lot. It's never going to be in my popular brand case, if you know what I'm talking about on that one. But they just have good knives. I mean, they really are. I mean, I honestly, maybe not for the price, but for just a knife, it's a very good knife. I really like it. Hope that's clear. Hope it's not too ambiguous, back and forth on that. But I think you know what I'm talking about. This is Remet. This is the RT Peregrine Falcon. So the Benchmade was like 240. This is like 245. Whereas this one has aluminum, and the steel on it is a S30V. This is an M390 with titanium. It's got this pivot lock. It's got that cool anodized, the flame ano. I really like that. It's kind of what made me pull the trigger on it. It does work. Not the easiest front flipper in the world. I don't think I can. Maybe I can. Nope. Maybe I can. Nope. There it goes. I can. Interesting grinds on this thing. Just the way that I don't know. You really couldn't call it a fuller per se, but that grind coming off of the slot. So you can't go all the way down because it isn't a fuller. It doesn't have the top part, but you can get down here and kind of catch it underneath there. So it gives you options. This is the one that they did before they put the secondary lock on it, but I didn't really see the need for it personally. I don't know. There's something about this one, just the sound. For me, it's just a little odd, that closing sound. It's almost like a little hollow. I don't know. They do have it milled out quite a bit. Maybe I should go around and check and make sure that nothing's loose here. Feels like I might be rattling a little bit. I'm not going to do it right now. But yeah, it's a great knife. It's just there's something about it that's just not. This is one that I bought directly from Met, and it just took so long to get here. And I don't know. I do like Met in general, but some rattling going on there. Got to do something about that. I'll check it out. All right. This is Fairmonster. This is the Aurora Rays. This is such a good knife, really. I mean, I guess they do a lot of OEMing. OEMing, is that a word? And you could kind of see it in this one. It's got kind of like this hand satin thing where it looks like it's been hand sanded. M390 again, you know. And nice titanium, nice anodizing job on there, and nice milling. That starburst pattern is so nice. It is a really nice knife. Really nice. I like the blade shape on it. I mean, I'm just really impressed. I need to get more from this company. I bought it because I wanted to find out what was going on with it and how good they were. And they're so good, and for some reason I just haven't. It is about 250, 248. I don't know if that's what's kind of holding me back. I don't know. You know, it's a really good knife. It feels really good. I just very impressed with it. I did get the Wixco one of their models, and you know that's the budget version, and I thought that was really good too for the price for sure. I think this one really does well for the price. This is that sweet spot. We'll talk about that in a second. And then again with the Kung Fu, we got two in this range. This is the Chad. Not really my go-to on the blade shape. Very much a sheep's footy thing. It's not. It doesn't have a point, and that's. I don't. What's the point? I don't know. That's just me. It definitely does cut. It does all the cutting that you want to do, but for me, I kind of like to have a point. And speaking of which, look at that point. It really does. Very nice in that category. This guy, if I can do it left-handed, yeah, it does work well too. This one's got kind of that tanto. Interesting grinds. This one's definitely interesting. That's another thing that drew me to it, is that it's got a lot of different stuff going on. This just seems very plain with the blade, but the quality, the carbon fiber on it, the clip, it has that same action. I actually had to change out the Omega springs on one side of this because it was broken, and it was just like I couldn't figure out why the action was so bad, and that's what it was. And first time I've ever broken a Omega spring. But after I got it fixed, man, the action is so good on this one. This is really a great knife. For me, it has a DLC too. You get the fingerprints. Beautiful. The Chad. What's the steel on this guy? This one's got this PM60. This is another box checker because I like to get different steels. Just interesting that you Kung Fu will step out and get different steels and stuff that you don't see everywhere. A little bit of a hollow there. So really good knife. I just wish that it was had a little bit more of a point up here for me. But it is a really good knife. It does have these triangular kind of thumb stud things. I don't know if you call them studs if they're not round, but definitely works well. It's got that same thing as this does with the ramp and how it catches your hand. This ramps as well, and it has that jimping on it, and it works really quite well. So great action, axis lock action. Okay, so this is the last of the the mid-range case. Sorry about the cough tonight, guys. Let me grab another drink of water and we'll finish this up. So what I've been doing, I had three ranges of 50 because I started out with 100 to 150, 150 to 200, now 200 to 250. And at each level, I picked out 5 knives. That way, when I do the final selection from the 15. I'll weed it down to 5, and I know that it's the top 5 out of this this case. I like this price range. You can see some of the knives that you get here are just really, really good. And for me, in my how much money I make and I have available to buy knives, I can buy a decent number of these where I just don't feel like I'm just not getting. I just feel like I need to buy knives. I still buy budget knives occasionally, but this is more what my focus is right now. And I still buy expensive knives too, but I can't buy that many of those. So I would, I think you know what I'm saying. If you're addicted to buying knives like I am, it was like I was looking on the Discord earlier, and there was something about introducing yourself, and people were talking about how they're knife addicts and stuff like that, and I could totally relate to that. I have to go through this next month from the 1st of September till Blade Show, which is the 9th, without buying knives, and that's going to be hard. And I've done it before. I know I can survive, but it's difficult. So this range kind of helps me to be able to buy 1 or 2 a month, one per paycheck at least, but still get like a quality thing that I'm really looking for in a knife. So that's where I am. That's why I'm doing the 5 out of this this range from 100 to 250. So I'm gonna pick 5 right now, and then there'll be another video, in the next few days, and we'll pick the Faulkner 5. And like I say, if you're first time coming in, you don't know what the heck's going on. So join us and follow along, and you'll find out what it is, and you'll say, oh, that's totally crazy. It doesn't make any sense. Or you'll think it makes sense. I don't know. It's up to you. But this is what I do. This is how I manage trying to save up for Blade Show and not buy knives. Okay, so the vein, I'm gonna put the ones to the side. I'm not gonna make the vein one. I know that this one was in the a 5, which ended up being a 4 before. I know it's confusing, guys. I'm sorry. So that's already been in one of these groups of knives. These 2 I'm pretty sure are going to stay, but we're going to go through it. This one's a little bit small. I mean, it's great as a light knife and action and all that stuff, but I need something a little bit more well-rounded for the 5, because I'm going to carry it for a full week and not buy knives and try to be satisfied with that. The Pulsar is definitely a possibility, so I'm going to put that here. And the Pictus is almost for sure. I've carried the 940 Osborne quite a bit. I think I can put this one to the side. I'll check out this. It feels like there's some things in there that are just a little bit yeah. And this pivot, so you have to tighten this pivot by turning this thing, and I don't know if I can Loctite it or what I can do. That's another thing about it. That's the only way you can get it tightened up. So you have to kind of, and maybe there's a special tool, but I just kind of get my fingers in there and turn it. So it's just a little something that I don't know if they thought it completely through. It sounds a little bit better, but it still has a little bit of movement. So anyway, just because of all the little idiosyncrasies on this knife, I'm putting it to the side. I think I can put the Aurora Rays here. I think because of what I said about this one with the tip, it's not going to make it. And look what we got. Look what we ended up with. Now, obviously, there were less to choose from this time, but we got 5. There's the 5 from this category. Now, this is not the Faulkner 5. This is candidates for the 5. So, anyway, we did it. That was easy, fairly easy. Look at those great knives in the mid-range. I mean, these are all such good quality knives. Good steels. I mean, there's M390s and, what else do we have? LMAX in here, S90Vs, M390 MK. And so, what was the Gecko Customs S90V as well? So yeah, some good choices, materials. We've got titaniums. We've got cool milled aluminum. We got some awesome fat carbon. We got some awesome milling here and here and here. This is going to be hard to weed down to the very 5, but this is definitely it for this range. So yeah, yeah, I'm over 30, but anyway, it's not an hour. It's not 45. Less than that. So not bad, not bad. We're gonna get this. We're gonna do the 5 selection, and we're going to move on. I got some other stuff coming in, and who knows what else you'll. But we definitely have more collection to do. Definitely more, and we're gonna get into the premium case, and that's when we're up in the ante. So that's gonna be great. I don't know how many videos it's going to be from that yet. We'll have to get into it and find out. But I like this kind of somewhere between a half hour and an hour video. Seems to work out pretty well, and I get to talk about it, and we get to have fun, and I get a lot of good comments. So once you guys start saying, okay, you jumped the shark, you went too far this time, then I'll know that I need to rein it in. But until such time, I hope you're having somewhat close to as much fun as I am. I'm having a blast. Thank you all, guys. Enough talking. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.